G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game on the brand new patch. This is the very first game in the brand new patch that we are going to be casting, so I'm incredibly excited. I hope you guys are as well. So spawning in over on the west side of the map, we've got El Bowser, who's going to be playing the Rus for us today, and his opponent, you know him, one of the greats of Age of Empires 2, it is Hera, who is going to be playing the Mongols for us. Now, keep in mind, the brand new update has happened, and this is the very first game, as far as I'm aware, that is actually taking place on it. The reason why I know that is because obviously the updates just come through, but I was browsing through the Observe. There's a little function you can do in the game through multiplayer. You can go into Observe, and this was the only game that was up at the time. Then there was a whole bunch of other games, but this was the very, very first one that appeared. And of course, Hera was in it, so I said, you know what? Yeah, we'll take that, of course. Now, his opponent is rank 200, so definitely, you know, a very good player. That is something to consider. Now, obviously, Hera sitting at rank 36 at the moment. He is still an incredibly talented player, so it's important to note that, look, I would probably say that maybe El Bowser has got a lot on his plate today, but we'll have to see exactly how he goes. Hera going to be heading over towards his opponent's side of the map. Going to be playing on Hill and Dale here, so we'll take a look at the spawns as to how players have spawned in. So, nice defensive wood lines here for Hera. Both sides of his base are quite open, but this front here, a nice little narrow choke point there. Obviously, he's playing the Mongols, so not going to have any walls out for himself today. And managing to find his opponent's hunt. Going to be picking those ones off, and found a wolf already, so going to be running away with that one. We'll take a look over at El Bowser's spawn, who I think we'll just be calling Bowser. You guys are undoubtedly familiar with Bowser from the Mario game, so he's got a nice little choke point here. A huge choke point at the front of his base, and other than that, looks all pretty good, pretty healthy. So how do we expect this game to unfold? Well, that's a good question. I think realistically we would expect to see that Hera is going to be looking for probably just a fast castle. Now, I would note that if you're going to go for a fast castle, typically as the Mongols, you want to pair that with aggression in Age 1. Whether that's a barracks, whether that's a stable, whether that's just a villager coming out and putting down some outposts, that's typically what you want to do. And the reason why is because it's not going to delay you. It's not going to delay your castle a huge amount by doing that. So that's part of the reason why it's so important to do that. Obviously, we are playing on Hill and Dale here, which is a very defensive map. So that's what I would expect to see. I would expect to see that fast castle coming out of him. But of course, he's playing the Mongols, so we could see anything. We could see an Age 2 timing, anything like that. And his opponent, who is playing the Rus. So I would expect that nothing really changes with the Rus. He is still going to be looking for that Golden Gate age up. He's going to be going into professional scouts, probably looking for that 9-minute fast castle timing, and then getting out plenty of those horse archers and looking to take over the game with that. So we'll have to see how much of an impact Springolds make, and I'd be curious to see as to whether Hera actually goes into mangonels. So now that Springolds aren't going to be stronger in the meta, it sort of begs the question, okay, well, what's the standard response? So normally you would see players would just immediately, you know, start making Springolds. And obviously, if you're making a whole bunch of Springolds, then your enemy's not going to be able to make any mangonels, not going to be able to make any nest of bees, anything like that. It's going to be very difficult for them. But now that we're not going to see so many Springolds out just from the get-go, I would expect that we actually start seeing mangonels as a response to things, unlike, you know, previously we just never saw mangonels out. I mean, in the beginning of Age of Empires 4, we definitely saw a lot of mangonels out, but once the Springold meta really started to kick in, I don't think you ever saw a single mangonel out. It was really difficult to spot. But now we'll take a look at how El Bowser's doing. He's sitting on about 300 influence, or 300 influence, 300 bounty at the moment, so not too bad for him. Not too bad for him. A pretty decent amount there. We can see that the enemy scouts come into the base. Now, one thing to note is that the interaction between these two. So a scout does, I think it works out, it's the scout does 3 damage and the Khan does 2. So it needs to 3-shot here. Both players aging up at the exact same time. Very, very tight there. But now that double scouts are in, he is going to be taking the entire hunt. El Bowser for himself, and Hera just trying to be silly, I guess. Just playing silly buggers. Do we have that professional scouts coming in just yet? El Bowser taking his time with it. He's got plenty of resources. There he goes. He's going to be getting in now. How many scouts has he got out? He's got 2, 3 scouts, a wall coming in as well. 4 scouts. So 4 scouts out on the map at the moment. Not terrible. Not terrible. Still hasn't found... Actually, he has found the his opponent's second hunt. Just doesn't appear on the mini-map sometimes. Any animation cancelling happening here? Doesn't look like it. So, going to be going for professional scouts. We'll take a look over at Hera's perspective, whether he's doing the same thing. So, no professional scouts coming out for Hera, so we can see it available there. He's got a couple of villagers on gold, but actually opening up with the silver tree and going to be trading towards this trading post down towards the bottom of the map. And definitely a curious decision. I definitely didn't expect this at all coming in, so I'm almost taken by surprise here. He's already got the traders out quite far away as well, and he's actually going for a huge outpost line as well. Now, these outposts are very close to each other, so one thing to note is with the YAM network, the way that it works is it provides that YAM network for 20 seconds afterwards. So you see right here, we're sitting at 603, 604. Watch how far it takes them to get until they get to 624. Okay, and that is when you want your next circle to begin. So think about this, when you're overlapping these outposts, make sure you put a little bit more distance in between them, just to save yourself a bit of resources. So now you can see 624 is coming in. So if you had an outpost sitting right here, it would pick these bad boys up and then power them all the way up to the trade post. So you probably only need, in total, maybe 3 outposts. 1, 2 here, and then the third one just in the base. So it's almost a little bit of overkill here from Hera, but obviously he's also looking to defend his trading line as well. The outposts definitely double up in that, and so what's the bet on how much this is going to net? I'm suspecting this is going to be quite a good return for him. I'm expecting probably close to 200 gold, maybe even a little bit more. Let's take a look. 3, 2, 1, here we go. 153. Okay, that's not too bad. 153. It's a respectable amount of gold. That is really, really good. 153 gold coming in for every trader there. So almost 200 resources in total when you add everything up. But Hera now doing a little bit of harassment on these scouts, just annoying them. You can see the professional scouts going to be coming in and picking these ones up. Hera getting walled out completely, so he's got no idea what's going on, at least down towards that south side of the base, because you can see that over towards the north front, there are still open gaps there for him. But I really like this from Hera. This is a really smart play. And the question is, how does he transition into it? Does he look to go for a fast castle from this? I suspect that's probably going to be the appropriate response. I also think he's going to go heavy on lances, but we actually see him just going double archers. So I guess this really sort of shows my inexperience when it comes to, you know, the way that Hera plays. I guess he's a little bit more of an aggressive player. Even in saying that, though, he's obviously got the double traders going like crazy right now. So it's not like he's you know, failing or neglecting his economy by any means. But we'll have a look at his opponent, Bowser. Going to be clicking up very, very shortly. He's got plenty of tickets. Oh, he's mining gold. Bowser, what are you doing? Nobody told. Okay, so here's a little tip for you guys, okay? If you get this much bounty, 395, okay? This is a lot of bounty. So what you can do, instead of mining gold, you just sell food. And so all of these villages, just put them on food. And then just sell the food at the Golden Gate. It's so much more efficient, so much less walking time. It's a really great play instead of doing this. The last time I mined gold with the Rus was like 2003. It was a long time ago. Yeah, you don't need to mine gold anymore. But that's all right. That's all right. El Bowser, up and coming player. You know, still got a lot to learn. But doing the right thing. 13 villagers on this Abbey of the Trinity. That is the correct play. You want to get this bad boy up as quickly as possible. Ideally, you want to be looking for about an 850 age up time. I think that's probably about the best time. But now Bowser coming in, going to be stealing out some of these archers, some of these hunts, managing to get out with the deer carcasses. So looking pretty good. Going to spot out that silver tree as well, and now realizing, oh, hold on a minute, we might be in a bit of trouble here. Arrow slits coming through as well. So Hera going to be looking to defend this trading line. Actually has arrow slits unlocked on like all of these, I think. 2, 3. Yeah, he's got them on absolutely all of them. That's ludicrous. He's really going ham and trying to come down towards the south and running into the Khan, running into a couple of archers, and now he's going to have a difficult time. The archers trying to catch up just outside of the range on the movement speed, and you can see all those carcasses getting dropped down. And the Mongols doing very well, just sort of defending their base. That's another one going to be going down. There is one more that remains quite low HP, sitting on 23 health at the moment. El Bowser now reaching up to the 3rd age. Got some more scouts up towards the north. There's plenty of... These are sheep carcasses, actually, so he's going to go look to pick those up. But we'll take a look at what he's up to. Dropping down the 3rd archery range now for himself. Also going to be getting out his first warrior monk from the Abbey of the Trinity. Keep in mind the Abbey of the Trinity does reduce the cost of warrior monks down from 40 food, 200 gold, down to 20 food and 100 gold. So a really, really great discount there, 50% discount. And now we see those scouts coming in without their sheep carcasses on their backs. I'm not sure exactly what Bowser's done, whether he's just forgotten or maybe he didn't see those, and he's brought them back. His macro is really on point, though. I will say that. I'm impressed by his macro at this point. A lot of villagers in queue, so he's looking pretty good. This is basically your standard Rust play at this point in time. He's nailing it. That is to say the least. I really actually love his macro. It's very, very sharp. And it's rare to see actually a player doing this well when it comes to keeping all of their resources so low. So very well done from him. Going to be looking to get more of those warrior monks out. I wouldn't be surprised if we do see another 2 or 3 of those coming out. He's going to look to try and take the majority of the relics on the map. So ideally you would want to be taking the relics on your opponent's side first before getting the ones closer to your base. So you can see that he grabbed that initial one. But ideally, you want to be coming out and grabbing these ones first and then working your way back just to prevent your enemy from grabbing those. But now the traders going to be entering into the outpost, going to be doing their best to just try and stay alive. More traders in from Hera. And how's Hera doing when it comes to his resources? It looks like he wants to age up at least, you know, the 900 gold that's sitting there. Horse Archer is going to be coming in. Speaking of age up, there's the age up. Never mind. Hera already going up. So going up with the Kurul type, which is the correct choice here. So if you do go up with the Silver Tree, it's best to age up with the Kurul type rather than aging up with the Step Redoubt, just simply because all of your gold is not going to be coming in from your villagers. Your gold is going to be coming in from your traders. So the Step Redoubt is kind of like, it's compounding a bonus that you're not really using in the sense of villagers. And so it makes a lot of sense to just sort of go for the Kurul tie as the next as the standard response to that. So the Kurul tie, when the Khan is nearby, the Kurul tie heals all nearby damage units and provides a 25% damage bonus for 30 seconds. So a pretty decent damage bonus, 25%. That's nothing to sniff at. I mean, you're talking about, you know, 5 damage going up to 6, 10 damage going up to 12. It's a decent amount. Khan going to be chasing back. And now, keep in mind, Mongols can't make walls. So to defend this trade route, he's going to just need to be putting down a lot of outposts. He's continuing to put more and more traders into this network. There's 19 at this point in time. And a lot of units coming out now for his opponent. This is looking a little bit concerning for Hera because this is where the mass begins to build. You can see all those scouts coming out. They're going to be tanking up the damage here. A lot of units are now looking to come down towards this trade route. And we get a little bit of a problem here, Hera, because you've got archers here defending, but there's horse archers here. Looks like we've got an attack speed arrow going off. Hera should be fine. The veterancy does come through, and Hera looks like he's going to be able to defend this network and survive another day, that's for sure. Warrior Monk coming in as well, looking for relics and looking for blood. All right, Hera managing to survive. And now this Warrior Monk needs to pick up, where are those relics at? There's a relic over here, over towards the left. It's got to get over there. You want to ignore those sacred sites. There's another relic hiding down on this one, so you want to try and get that. But now coming back in, his opponent is. So El Bowser looking to try and take on Hera head first. Does he have any reinforcements coming in? Not really. There's not a lot of production back here for Hera. He's got about 1,600 resources in the bank, but managing to hold on. These horse archers, keep in mind, when they're in these low numbers like this, it's going to be very difficult for them to really overcome their enemy. Once they start getting up to around 20, 30, that's when you start to get more difficult or having a lot more difficulty in dealing with them. We see reinforcements now coming in, and more reinforcements. I will note that there are scouts that are reinforcing here. So you can see right now, we've got 2 scouts running in with the horse archer. So he is not forgetting about scouts. And the reason why you want to add the scouts in is because the Rus have a very special, unique technology that's available to them at the blacksmith. It's one of the best technologies in the game, and it's being researched currently. Boyar's Fortitude increases the health of Rus cavalry by 20 plus 20. So that's not 20%, that's plus 20. So a horse archer goes from 85 to 105. It's like a 25% health increase. It also affects scouts, so it takes them from 110 up to 130. So it's a really, really nice buff there for them. And in addition to that, so you've got your hunting cabins that are creating your scouts. So they're basically acting as pseudo stables, and they're going to be providing a really nice bonus to your production there. So we can actually check in on his production. He's got 4 archery ranges at the moment. We'll have a look how many. He's got 6 hunting cabins currently, and now the scouts getting in on the front line, looking to tank up the majority of the damage here. He's got to try and fall back. Hera doing his best to fall back here. He's just picking off the enemy horse archers and doing the right thing. So he wants to avoid focusing down the scouts, focus only the horse archers, but now having a bit of a difficult time as the Rus player begins to overwhelm him completely. He's going to be able to shut down this trade network unless he manages to get sprinkled towers on here. That's really what's going to be able to keep him safe here. But the main issue that he's got... Oh my god, those villagers move so fast. 1.5 movement speed? This is ridiculous. They run as fast as... They basically run as fast as horse cavalry. 1.62. They're almost as fast as horse cavalry. That is ludicrous how fast those things move. Sacred Site's now being taken towards the north, so we've got our Rus player looking to continue to secure up map control. Has got those 3 relics sitting inside the first monastery. He's got a couple more relics down towards the south that he needs to take yet, but hasn't managed to do so just yet. The mass is continuing to build right now for Bowser, and he's looking like he's got a pretty commanding lead at this point. If I was going to be, choosing between which position I would want to take, would I rather take the Rus player or the Mongols? I would probably take the Rus player at this stage. Once Hera begins to add in Lancers, I think it's going to be a different story, but we can see that Hera's not even looking to add in Lancer. He's just going full Archer at this point. The literal... so this is the theoretical counter to horse archers, and the reason why is because the archer is much cheaper than the horse archer. So it works out to be 1 to 1.5. So this costs 120 resources, the horse archer, whereas the archer only costs 80 resources. So it makes sense. But there's a lot of factors that aren't considered in that. So first and foremost, you've got huge upgrade like Boyar's Fortitude. You've got the scouts that are tanking on the front line. And then most importantly, you've got the horse archers and the way that they move into formation. So they have a really good formation when they become a straight line, and it increases their DPS significantly. And so now we actually spot the horse archers getting into a bit of a difficult spot. Hera doing a pretty decent job here of managing to catch the enemy horse archers off guard. We see the reinforcements coming down as well. A lot of units here for Hera. He's looking pretty good. He's managed to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 horse archers going down, a 10th one going down, and it looks like the majority of the mass here for El Bowser is going to be going down. So Hera really showing that archers are actually quite a formidable counter to horse archers if you can manage to keep the numbers up in those early engagements. That's the real key. Don't fall behind in those early engagements. Hera manages now to put down how many archery ranges has he got? He's got 6 archery ranges out right now, so it is absolutely ludicrous. One of the combinations that we've been seeing from Mongol players has actually been a combination of Mangudai together with Lancers. And so the way it works is the Lancers do all the engaging, they do all the tanking, and then the Mangudai on the back line are just going to try and follow the horse archers and are slowly going to whittle them down. And it's actually quite a strong composition, so we've been seeing this in a lot of top-level play. We saw it in the most recent Winner Stays On, and it was used multiple times. I think it was in both matchups. There was Mongol versus Rus, and the Mongol player was able to come out on top just by using that combination. Actually, it might have been the Continental Clash that I was watching. I don't think it was the Winner Stays On. I think it was the Continental Clash. So the Sacred Site in the middle now going to get neutralized. A lot of vision on the minimap as well here for Hera. He's having a great time. So outposts all over the map. He's managed to get his network stabilized as well. 22 traders. He's just continuing to make traders. What was that? Did he just delete? Oh, that was the Uvu. Oh, okay. I was like, did he just delete something? No, it was his Uvu that was just finishing up, I think is probably the best way to say it. Now, he could probably move that to a forward position. You've got to be careful. He's actually a little bit overextended at this point. Doesn't have the Khan nearby to offer that movement speed boost. There it is now, coming through. He's probably going to want to pop that just in case he loses his units. And now we actually see the attack speed boost going to be coming out. Hera focusing down the back line. Look at this. So he's going past, ignoring the scouts. The scouts only do 4 damage. Just ignore the scouts. The scouts mean nothing. It's all about focusing down these horse archers. That's the big thing. Woolalor coming in, going to get focused down straight away, gets completely zapped. And now those horse archers, it's all about just focusing them down. Hera doing a really good job right here. An impressive amount of micro that's coming in from him to deal with this. And just purely demonstrating that he is capable of defeating his enemy with just mad micro skills. Now, from Bowser, I would love to see a Mangonel coming in at this point. Do we have any potential siege at all coming in? It doesn't look like it. We've got monasteries with a couple of relics sitting out there, but no specific, no infrastructure. Yeah, unfortunately, nothing yet. He's sticking. See, you know what? I'll be honest with you guys. I created a Smurf account and I called it Brain Dead Rus Lamer, and I played the Rus only, and I I outranked my main account by like 300 places. Very good. Did he just tap out? He just tapped out right there. He just tapped out right there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is your first game of the brand new patch for Age of Empires 4. No Springles, not a Springled in sight. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Make sure you go check out Hera on YouTube. I'll leave a link in the description, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.